Hello everyone. Today we will be seeing the 16th chapter of Ashtanga Hridaya, which is Sneha Vidyadhyaya, out of which I will be mainly talking about Snigdha Lakshana in this video. So Snigdha Lakshana is being considered as the proper amount of Snehana has happened to the patient. So whenever we are administering the Snehana Dravyas to the patient for Sneha Vidhi, we have to ascertain that whatever we have advised or whatever we are given to the patient is appropriate, and it has caused adequate amount of snehana in the patient, not excessively, not less. So if excessively we are given, what will happen? If very less amount of snehana we are given, what happen? We'll see all those things in this video. Okay, so let's get started with it. Samyak Snigdha Lakshana, or proper amount of Snehana is being given. How to ascertain that is being given by the Lakshanas of that. If you have done Snehana properly, if you have given Snehana Dravya in a very appropriate dosage for appropriate time period, then there will be Vatanulomium, Deepto Agni, Varcha Snigdha Asamhatam, Sveda Vega Klama, Snehodvega Klama, Samyak Snigdher, Ruksham Viparyah, Agni Atisnigdhe tu Pandutvam, Grana Vakra Gudasravam. So here Acharya says that if you have properly administered Snehapana to the patient, he will be properly having Vatanulomia. Vatanulomia is the movement of Vata in the downward direction, which is the proper direction in which Vata should move. So that will be attained if you are given proper Snehana to the patient. Another thing is that there will be Deepto Agnihi. Deepto Agni means his digestive or the carbonative fire will be increased because of your proper Snehapana. Varchaha snigdha asamhatam. So there will be no obstruction on the varcha. Varcha means fecal or the defect. It will not be having any kind of obstruction. At the same time, it will be snigdham. It will be unctuous in nature, so that it will be passing on very smoothly. Other than that, Snehodvegam means there will be some kind of aversion towards the Snehadrivya. Like you might have seen that when you're taking something for a long period of time for a very huge dosage, then you started having aversion towards that. The same way, Snehana Dravya was being given for approximately around 7 days in a very huge quantity. So after the 7 days, the patient will feel some kind of aversion or a hatred towards that thing. So even the smell of that will cause some irritation in the patient. That is called as Snehodvegam. Klama is some kind of fatigueness or some kind of exhaustion will be seen in the patient. He feels to be very tired when Samyak Snigdha Lakshana has happened. Samyak Snigdher, these are the Lakshanas of proper anxiousness or proper ovulation therapy. These are the Lakshanas. These are the 5 symptoms. Vatanulomia 1, Deeptogni is 2, Varcha Snigdha Samhadam is 3, Sneha Udvega is 4, and Klama is the 5th Lakshana of Samyak Snigdha Lakshana. Opposite E will be the Lakshanas of Rukshaye Viparyaha. So remember always that whenever we are talking about Snehana, parallelly we should also consider about Rukshana, because there is a chapter called as Dividopakramani Adhyayam, where we will be talking about 2 aspects of therapy. One is Langhana, other is Brahmana. And in that, there are some other conditions like Snehana, and opposite to that of Snehana is Rukshana. Okay. So whenever we are talking about Snehana, we should always consider the Rukshana as one entity among them. The same way, there is something called as Svedana. Svedana means sweating therapy. So whenever we are talking about Svedana, we should always talk about Stambhana therapy. Stambhana is obstructive therapy, something we are doing to obstruct the circulatory motion or something. So these all things makes about Shadubakram or 6 varieties of treatment. Langhana, opposite of Langhana is fasting or reducing reductive therapy, and opposite to that of Brahmana is something that is stouting or you are growing your tissues, that is called as Brahmana. So these two will be coming always opposite. Svedana and Rukshana will come always opposite. Svedana and Stambhana will come always opposite. So here we will not be talking in detail about Rukshana in this chapter, but rather than you have to understand that whatever Lakshana is being told, opposite to that will be the Lakshana of Rukshana therapy. For example, Rukshana, of course, you may be knowing the term, it is drying therapy. So you are making the dryness in the patient to be increased by administering Rukshana. So what happens over here is that in Svedana, you are increasing the anxiousness, and in Rukshana, you are increasing the dryness in the patient. So all these things will be opposite if you are increasing dryness. For example, by medicinal form, you are increasing the dryness in the patient, then there will not be any Svedodvega. Rather than there will be Rukshodvega, right? You will be having some kind of aversion towards Ruksha drugs, not having any aversion towards Sveda drugs. You will not be having Varcha Snigdhata, rather you will be having Varcha Rukshada. Likewise, always remember that whatever symptoms we are talking, opposite of that symptoms will be having in Rukshana therapy also. So the Ashtanga has not explained Rukshana therapy in separate form, but he has judiciously put it as a Viparya therapy. So you must understand that how you have to induce Rukshana to the patient. Adhisnigdhe to Pandutvam. So this is about the normal course of time, like how you have properly administered the Snehana. If at all by mistake you are doing excessive Svedana to the patient, you have induced excessive Svedana to the patient, then you must understand that that is going to lead to Pandutva. Pandutva means some kind of anemic or pale coloration in the body. And Grana, Vakra, Guda, Sravaha. There will be Srava or exudation from your Grana, from your what is say ears, from your vakra, from your oral cavity, and from your buddha, from your rectal canal. There will be strava, some kind of exudation will be coming out from all these areas. So this is the lakshana of samyak snigdha lakshana, and this is the lakshana of ati snigdha. Okay, so there may be something, sometimes they may be asking only about ati snigdha lakshana. So remember that these are the lakshanas what you find in ati snehana. Now coming to what happened to the other condition, we call it as Sneha Vyapat. So Atisnehana is also Sneha Vyapat. Even though we covered it in that sloka, it should have actually come over here. So Sneha Vyapat are improper anxious therapy. So if at all you are not doing the Snehana therapy properly, then what all thing will happen is called as Sneha Vyapat. Or it is a mistake what is committed by the physician on administering the Snehana. So we call it as Sneha Vyapat. Remember the term Vyapat. This will be repeated in all the places, like there will be Sveda Vyapat, there will be Basti Vyapat. So this term is going to be repeated multiple times. Vyapat means improper administration of any therapy. So what are the improper administration of Snehana? Snehana can be administered in Amatraya, Ahite, Kale, Mithya Ahara Viharitam Snehaha Karoti. So if at all you are doing Sneham Karoti means if at all you are administering Sneha in a Matraya. Matraya means you are not giving it in a proper Matra or proper dosage. You are given it excessively or you are given it very less. So those all things considered as a Matraya. Next is Ahite. Ahite means improperly or the thing which was not suitable for the patient. For example, he was not suitable to take Krita, rather than he could have been given with Taila, but you by mistakenly administered Krita to the patient, that is called as Ahite. The next is Akale. Akale means this A will be coming over here also. Akale means in improper time. There was supposed to be administered in the early morning, but you administered in the night. So that is called as Akale. Mithya Ahara Viharita. Mithya Ahara Viharita means patient is indulging in improper food. Ahara is food and Vihara is activities. So during the time of Snehapana, you might have seen there are different regimes and different aharas that is advised to the patient, but he is not following that. He is doing whatever he wants. That all if we consider, for example, he is going out in the wind and he is getting exposed to too much of cold. So those all comes under Mithya Vihara. So this whole thing if it is doing, then there are some complications which the patient has to face. They are Shofa, Arsha, Tandra, Stamba, Visajnata, Kandhu, Kushta, Jwara, Utklesha, Shula, Anaha, Brahmadikan. So these many conditions the patient will be facing. What are they? First thing is Shofa. Shofa means edema or swelling in the body parts. Arsha. Arsha is pile mass. Tandra. Tandra is some kind of fatigueness. Stamba. Stamba is obstruction. Visajnata. Visajnata means unconsciousness. Kandu. Kandu means itching. Kushta. Kushta means skin disorders. Jwara. Jwara means fever. Utklesha. Utklesha means kapha has get increased and that will form a lot of salivation in the mouth. So that is called as utklesha. Shula. Shula means pain. Especially here they will be having colic pain. Anaha. Anaha means distension or bloating of the abdomen. Brahmadikan. Brahma means fainting or giddiness. Adikan. Adika means etc. So these all symptoms can be caused if at all you are doing sneha in an improper manner. Okay, so that is called as sneha vyapat. Next thing is that sneha vyapat chikitsa. Now, if at all by mistake you had done these mistakes and the patient is suffering from the above set diseases, then what you have to do to the patient? Then what you have to do over here is that Shruta, Ushna, Ullekana, Sweda, Rukshapana, Anna Bheshajam. So you have to provide Shruta to the patient. Shrut means hunger to the patient, or you should allow the patient to be stay hungered, or should not provide anything to eat for the patient. Ushna means you must advise the patient to have some kind of warming therapy, like uh, he get heated up himself, like Svedana or something like that. Ullekana means vomiting. Svedana means sweating therapy. Ruksha Annapana Bheshajam. So he should take whatever drinks and eatables or the medicines which are ruksha in nature, which causes dryness in the body or which increases rukshata in the body. That Anna and Pana both should be taken, and Bheshajam also. Medicine should be having Ruksha Guna with it. Okay. Other than that, some special medicines which we can provide to the patient is one is Takra Aristam. Takra Aristam means it is a Aristam or a alcoholic beverage prepared out of Takra or buttermilk. Okay. Khala is another preparation. Uddala is made up of paddy. It's another food item which is Ruksha. Yava is your what is it? Green gram, horse gram, and Yamaka, Kodrava. These are little millet and kodo millets. Pippali is long pepper. Trifalas are three medicinal drugs. You might be knowing it. That is the Amlaki, Bibhilaki, and Haritaki. Chaudra means honey. Pathya is another one among the Trifala Dravya. Gomutra is cow's urine. Guggulu is an extract of a plant which is called as Pomifolia mugul. Yadaswam Pratiroge cha Sweda Vyapat Sadhanam. Other than that, whatever exclusive diseases what has been found, you should do the Pratiroga. Pratiroga means whatever exclusive treatment are told for this roga, that also can be induced in Sneha Vyapat Sadhanam. In treating Sneha Vyapat, for example, if the patient is having Jora, then Jora Hara Dravyas or treatment of Jora should be provided over here. Okay, so this is called as Sneha Vyapat Chikitsa. So this is the same thing what I had told over there, Sneha Vyapachikitsa. Next is Virukshanam. So what we have talked about the Lakshanas of Snehana. So what will be the Lakshanas of Virukshana is that Virukshane Langhanavat Krita Akrita Lakshanam. So whatever Krita and Akrita Lakshana. Krita means proper conduction, and Akrita means improper conduction. Okay. Of Langhana was told in Dvidopakramani Adhyayam. Same Lakshana will be found in Virukshana or drying therapies, Samyak Lakshana, Ayoga, etc. will be same as that of Langhana, Yoga, Ayoga, Atiyoga Lakshana. So we have to refer 14th chapter of Ashtanga Hridaya. Sorry, you have to take the 14th chapter of Ashtanga Hridaya to get what are the Atiyoga, Ayoga, and Samyak Yoga Lakshana of Langhana, and that same to be implemented as a Samyak Yoga of Virukshana. Next is how you have to plan Panchakarma after Snehapana. So after Snehapana, you might be knowing that Snehana and Svedana are the Purva Karmas of Panchakarma. So naturally, most of the times we never stop with just doing the Snehapana. Rather, we will continue with other therapies of Panchakarma after this. So how we have to do the Panchakarma over here is that Snigdher, Snigdha, Drava, Ushna, Dhanvottam, धन्वोत्तरसभुक् स्वेदमाचरेत् स्निग्धत्रयः स्थितः कुर्यात् विरेकं वमनं पुनः एकं दिनमन्यच्च कफमुत्क्लेशं तत्करेत्. So how we have to do over here is that in the process after snehana or after proper snehana samyak snigdha lakshana is attained by the patient, after proper snehapana, you have to advise the patient to take Snigdha, Drava, Ushna, Dhanva with Rasabhuk. You have to provide the patient to take Drava or something that is liquid in nature. Ushna is something hot in nature. these aharas need to be taken. Even Dhanvata Rasabhuk can be given to the patient. Means Rasabhuk means meat soup of animals living in the arid land, or Jangala Pradesha Mamsa Rasa can be provided to the patient. After that, Trayaha Stidam Trayaha Svedam Acharate. For next 3 days, induce Svedana. So this is the last day of Svedana. Okay. After that, you will be doing Snehana for 3 days, or Svedana. Sorry, my mistake. So this is the last day for Snehana, and after that, for next 3 days, you will be doing Svedana Karma. Okay, 3 days you will be doing Svedana Karma, and after that, Kuriyat Virechanam. After that, you have to do the Virechana Karma. Virechana means expulsion of doshas through your rectal canal by administration of medicine. But in case of Vamanam Punaha, if you are not doing Virechana, rather than you are doing Vamana over here, then Ekah Dinam Anyascha Kapam Utkleshan Tatkareha. Only 1 day. So this was the first line. You have to go for 3 days of Svedana, next Virechana. Other than that, if you are doing Vamana, you have to give 1 day of Svedana, and after that, Kapha Utkleshakara Ahara Vihara. Kapha Utkleshakara Ahara Vihara means those material which are responsible for aggravation of kapha that need to be given. After that, vamana can be induced on the next day, that is on the third day vamana can be induced, whereas on the fourth day, not fourth day, this is the last day, then for 4 days it will be given. On the fifth day you can do the karma therapy after snehana karma. So after last day also snehana karma, if you are going to do virechana, provide svedana for next 3 days. After that, induce virechana on the fifth day. Whereas if you are going for vamana, then for 1 day you provide svedana, provided you are giving kapotkleshakara ahara viharas, and you can do vamana on the third day. Okay, so this is how you will be planning Panchakarma followed by Snehana. So next he says that what if we are doing Snehana to a person who is already having good amount of Sneha in them, like Mamsala, Medhura, Bhur Sleshmalo, Vishamagniyaha, Snehochitascha ye Snehastan Purvam Rukshaye Tataha. So he says that in a person who is Mamsala, who is very stout in nature, who is very bulky, who is Medhura, who has good amount of adipose tissue in them, who is Sleshmalam, who has good amount of Sleshmala or Kapha aggravated in them, and Vishama Agniyaha, whose Agni is Vishama, or who is having some amount of decrease in his digestive capacity, and Sneha Uchitascha, he is suitable for Snehana. In him, Snehastan Purvaha Rukshaye Tataha, he should be advised Rukshana therapy as a precautionary therapy before Snehapana. Purva means before Snehapana. Before administering Snehapana, he should be given with a Rukshana therapy. Why? Because संस्नेहः शोधयत्येव स्नेहव्यापन न जायते. So if properly, if you are given a Rukshana therapy and after that you are given Snehana properly, and Shodhayat eva, after that you are done the eliminatory therapy of Vamana or Virechana, Sneha Vyapan na jayate, the Vyapat what could have been caused by the Snehapana, that will never induce in the patient in whom you are done a Rukshana therapy prior to that of Snehapana. Remember that this person is Mamsala, Medhura, and Boris Reshmala. He is having a good amount of muscle, good amount of adipose tissue, and he is having aggravated kapha in nature. So, in whom, in this patient, you want to do Snehapana, you have to first do Rukshana, followed by Snehapana, then Shodhana, then Sneha Vyapat will never occur in those patients. Okay. Alam Malam Niriyate Snehascha Asapniyatat Gataha. So in this way, when the malas are being niriyata means malas are being expelled. Here malas means whatever doshic predominance you are having. In this way, you are doing the expulsion of the doshas. This is the dosha, here malas. Snehascha Asapniyatat Gataha. Asapniyatam Gataha. There will not be any asatmyata occurred because of snehapana, because you are already done rukshana to the patient, then there will never occur asatmyata in expelling the mala from the body. So this is how you expel the doshas after Snehapana. So with this, I conclude the talk for today. I hope you understood what are the Samyak Lakshana, what are the Ati Yoga, Ayoga of Snehana and Rukshana, and of course, you might have understood that how you have to induce Panchakarma and on what day you have to start with the Panchakarma, followed by a successive Snehapana. Thank you very much. Thank you.